Ron DeSantis has finally made it official. He has submitted his paperwork to be a 2024 presidential candidate, of course, running in the GOP primary, challenging Trump, who is the current front runner and the most likely person to get the nomination for the GOP. And Ron DeSantis' announcement was a little strange. It was a little bit of a disaster, I'll say. We heard in the lead up to this announcement that DeSantis would be making it on Twitter, in a Twitter space with Elon Musk, during, I guess, an interview with Elon Musk, and everything that could have gone wrong technically went wrong. I have some moments from that we'll get to. And then we will look at his campaign announcement video that he released as well. As I've said many times in the past, Ron DeSantis is not somebody that I would want to be president. He would be a disaster. Neither is Trump. And so my hope is him getting in the race, which I'm excited about, will cause more division within the MAGA part of the party. And maybe that weakens them going into the general election. So that's the only good thing that's going to come out of a possible DeSantis candidacy. But first, here's one moment from this Twitter space campaign announcement. Of course, on Twitter with Elon Musk. Ron DeSantis was trying to join. You had this technical problem.
Let's see. So, here we go. Yeah, I think so. Just to simplify this, I think we're just going to use your.
So not off to a great start, and then just one other moment we'll look at to give you a sense of kind of the technical disaster that it was, which I've dealt with so much, as I've mentioned to y'all recently, in terms of technical problems recently with this show. So I have sympathy, I guess, in a general sense, but it's still funny to see for someone like DeSantis, his big moment getting turned upside down, because then you had this moment as well.
All right. Well, it's certainly an incredible honor to have Governor DeSantis make this stark announcement.
And then eventually DeSantis was able to get on and make his announcement. But we will move forward to the video that DeSantis released, and the description on Twitter was, or the caption I should say, was, "I'm running for president to lead our great American comeback." And the video was titled "Our Great American Comeback," sort of similar to "Make America Great Again," I guess. And this was the video that was attached.
Our border is a disaster. Crime infests our cities. The federal government makes it harder for families to make ends meet, and the president flounders. But decline is a choice. Success is attainable, and freedom is worth fighting for. Righting the ship requires restoring sanity to our society, normalcy to our communities, and integrity to our institutions. Truth must be our foundation, and common sense can no longer be an uncommon virtue. In Florida, we proved that it can be done. We chose facts over fear, education over indoctrination, law and order over rioting and disorder. We held the line when freedom hung in the balance. We showed that we can and must revitalize America. We need the courage to lead and the strength to win. I'm Ron DeSantis, and I'm running for president to lead our great American comeback.
So I think first, it's hard not to notice that he is saying his own name differently now. He's saying DeSantis again, which there was a video that went somewhat viral recently where it showed the fact that for a long time he said Ron DeSantis, and then he switched somewhat recently to DeSantis, and now I guess he's back for his presidential campaign to DeSantis. It's a minor thing, I guess, but it's just a little bit strange. And then, of course, the normal talking points wrapped up in that video. I'm still not getting a clear picture or a clear sense of how he plans on setting himself apart from Trump, because a lot of what made him popular, and funnily we'll actually get to later in today's show, Nikki Haley calling out DeSantis for being a little Trump copycat. And that's how DeSantis got pretty popular. He kissed up to Trump a lot. That ad he ran when he was running for governor the first time, where he's teaching his child to be a Trump supporter. and the very extreme right-wing policies he's attempted to, in some cases, successfully implemented in Florida. All of that has been an attempt to appeal to MAGA. But if MAGA wants MAGA, if they want Trump, they'll go with Trump. He's not really offering something, at least in my analysis, that will take a lot of support away from Trump. It's the unfortunate fact, not that I would want DeSantis again, but it is the unfortunate fact that Trump still owns the GOP base, absolutely, still has a very significant control over the voting population. So something very significant would have to happen to change that, and DeSantis doesn't seem to be interested in being courageous enough to dare to provide something different like that. And I think that's going to be to his detriment. The way I see him, as I've discussed previously, attempting to set himself apart in some way from Trump is just portraying himself to be more extreme than Trump on things. So one of the big ones you see him talking about a lot is vaccination policy, and him trying to be even more anti-vax than Trump is. Same thing with masks, kind of referencing or pointing back to his policies during the height of COVID. And he talks about that being something that sets himself apart from Trump. And then the 6-week abortion ban, the ban on gender affirming care, the book banning, the migrant stuff like that is kind of how I think he sees himself appealing to MAGA. But that's not going to, if by some, in some unlikely situation that did successfully allow him to defeat Trump, that's not going to go in a national general election. So how DeSantis is going to decide how to manage this campaign is going to be fascinating to watch, not to mention the fact that his political persona, his vibe, his personality is not something that seems too appealing. But I am biased on the subject of a lot of these far right individuals for sure. But I think it's a consensus that DeSantis' personality is very much lacking.